Have you ever wondered how ancient warriors won battles without the tech we have today? Sun Tzu, an ancient Chinese military treatise and strategist whose tactics shaped countless battles. What if his wisdom could change your life and help you with negotiations and learn the strategies of conflict to achieve victory with minimal confrontation? Today, we will uncover the book The Art of War by Sun Tzu to learn the timeless wisdom. These principles can be applied to various aspects of your life, from business to personal relationships. Here's a super quick book gist in 100 words or less. The Art of War by Sun Tzu is an old guide on war strategies. It teaches winning battles or competitions through smart planning instead of just brute force. Useful not only for battles, its lessons apply to business, daily challenges, and handling competitions in the modern world. The main takeaways: know yourself and your competitions, pick your battles, and always think a step ahead. Whether you're making decisions, facing problems, or interacting with others, this book offers insights on navigating situations with smarts and finesse. In this video, we'll break down each takeaway. You'll learn the meaning of them and how to use them in real life for business and personal growth. Takeaway number 1. The best win is when you make your enemy give up without a fight. When it comes to the rational art of war, the honorable thing to do is to take the enemy's land without causing any damage to it. Causing complete and utter devastation is not the ideal strategy to take. It is likewise preferable to reclaim an entire army rather than annihilate it, as well as a battalion, division, or an entire institution, rather than obliterate any of these entities. A notable example of Sun Tzu's application of this strategy comes from a story about the empty fort strategy. During the late Eastern Han dynasty, a strategist named Zhuge Liang, influenced by Sun Tzu's teachings, used what's now called the empty fort strategy. When he learned that an enemy army was approaching his city, instead of preparing for combat, he ordered the gates be opened and sat on the top of the gate playing a lute. When the enemy general arrived and saw the open gates and Zhuge Liang calmly playing music, he suspected it was a trap. He believed that the empty city and Zhuge Liang's calm demeanor were a ruse to draw them into an ambush. As a result, the enemy retreated without a fight. This strategy embodies Sun Tzu's teachings. Winning without fighting and using psychological tactics to overcome the enemy. By making the enemy doubt and retreat, Zhuge Liang captured the essence of Sun Tzu's philosophy, achieving victory without bloodshed. Sun Tzu said, "The supreme art of war is to subdue the enemy without fighting." When thinking about strategies like winning without fighting or using the enemy's resources against them, here are some requisites for victory. 1. Know yourself and your enemy. Understand your own strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Study the enemy's habits, preferences, and strategies. 2. Flexibility in planning. Adjust your tactics based on the situation. Be prepared to change your strategy based on new information or circumstances. 3. Psychological warfare. Use deception, subterfuge, and misinformation to instill doubt, fear, or confusion in the enemy's mind. Sun Tzu's strategy of achieving victory without direct confrontation and using minimal resources is surprisingly versatile and can be applied in various aspects of real life. Here's how and when. Personal relationships. During disagreements with a spouse, friend, or family member, it's beneficial to understand and respect differences. Address conflicts through open communication rather than heated confrontation to ensure harmony. Education and personal growth. When planning a study schedule, deciding on a major, or picking up a new hobby, strategically choose courses or skills that will most impact your goals. Prioritize and align your efforts with your ambitions. Negotiations. Whether you're buying a house, negotiating a raise, or resolving disputes, understand the other party's priorities. Offer solutions that meet both sides' needs without battling over every detail, ensuring a win-win outcome. Financial management. When budgeting, investing, or planning significant purchases, anticipate future needs and plan expenses wisely. Approach financial decisions with foresight and strategy rather than impulse. Takeaway number 2. Use the direct and indirect method of fighting to secure victory. The strategy of using both direct and indirect methods to secure victory is a central theme in Sun Tzu's The Art of War. Let's break down what it means and how it works. Direct method. This refers to the straightforward and apparent actions taken in warfare, or in any situation. It's the face-to-face battle, the head-on approach. In real-world terms, it might mean a direct confrontation, open competition, or transparent negotiations. It's where your opponent expects you to act and is often the most resource-intensive method. Indirect method. This encompasses the less obvious, deceptive, or unconventional strategies employed to gain an advantage. It can mean flanking the enemy, using diversion tactics, or exploiting weaknesses that might not be apparent at first. In non-warfare situations, it might refer to subtle influencing, setting up situations where you benefit indirectly, or using unexpected channels to achieve your goals. While direct accounts of Sun Tzu's personal exploits using these tactics are sparse, as The Art of War is more of a treatise on strategy rather than a biography, there are many tales and strategies from the period that embody his teachings. Here's a story from ancient Chinese warfare that encapsulates the essence of using both direct and indirect methods. The Battle of Red Cliffs. Though this battle took place long after Sun Tzu's time, it perfectly exemplifies the combination of direct and indirect methods, and the strategies used are very much in line with Sun Tzu's teachings. The battle pitted the numerically superior forces of Cao Cao against the combined, but smaller, armies of Sun Quan and Liu Bei. Cao Cao's army was vast and had the potential to crush the opposition through a direct approach. However, the allies of Sun Quan and Liu Bei, knowing they couldn't face Cao Cao directly, employed an indirect method. A defector from their side, pretending to still be loyal to them but actually serving Cao Cao, suggested chaining Cao Cao's ships from stem to stern to reduce seasickness, as his troops weren't used to naval battles. This made Cao Cao's fleet a stationary target. Taking advantage of this setup and using the element of surprise, the Allies sent a fleet of fire ships, loaded with flammable materials, downwind towards Cao Cao's immobilized fleet. The result was a massive fire that spread chaos and destruction throughout Cao Cao's forces. This was followed by a direct assault from the Allied forces, leading to one of the most decisive victories in Chinese history. Here, the indirect strategy, which is using a defector and fire ships to exploit the enemy's weakness, combined with the direct method, the ensuing frontal assault, to achieve victory. This battle, among others in Chinese history, showcases the timeless principles of Sun Tzu in action. The real art, as Sun Tzu teaches, is in combining the direct and indirect methods to keep your opponent off balance and to achieve your objectives with the least effort and resistance. In warfare, instead of launching a full frontal assault on an enemy stronghold, you might feign an attack on one side, drawing the enemy's forces out, and then strike them from the flank or rear. In business, rather than competing head-to-head with a rival business by offering the same product at a lower price, a company might introduce a complementary product that makes its own more attractive, or launch a marketing campaign that subtly shifts consumer preferences. In negotiations, instead of just demanding a higher salary, an employee might also demonstrate how further training they're willing to undergo can bring added value to the company, justifying a raise. All warfare is based on deception. Hence, when we are able to attack, we must seem unable. When using our forces, we must appear inactive. When we are near, we must make the enemy believe we are far away. When far away, we must make him believe we are near. The essence of this strategy is adaptability and unpredictability. By skillfully merging both direct and indirect approaches, you keep adversaries or competitors uncertain and reactive, granting you the initiative and a higher likelihood of success. Takeaway number 3. To win, use your strengths against your enemy's weaknesses. The strategy of using your strengths against your enemy's weaknesses is a foundational concept in strategy, and while it may sound straightforward, its application can be profound. Understanding the strategy. Know your strengths. This means having a deep understanding of what you're good at, whether it's a unique skill, resource, position, or other advantage. It could be a superior product in business, a talented general in warfare, or a particular skill in personal development. Identify your enemy's weaknesses. This involves studying your opponent or challenge to find vulnerabilities. It could be a gap in a competitor's product line, a terrain disadvantage for an opposing army, or a predictable behavior pattern in an individual. Apply your strength to their weakness. Once you've identified where you're strong and where they're weak, the next step is to position yourself in such a way that your actions, efforts, or initiatives target these vulnerabilities. If you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles. If you know yourself but not the enemy, for every victory gained you will also suffer a defeat. If you know neither the enemy nor yourself, you will succumb in every battle. In warfare, if one army has superior cavalry and they know that their enemy is ill-equipped to defend against fast-moving attacks on flanks, they would use their cavalry to exploit this, rather than confronting the enemy head-on. In business, a company with a strong online sales platform might target a competitor who has a weak online presence but stronger physical stores. By ramping up online marketing and sales promotions, they can capture market share in areas where the competitor is less dominant. By focusing on where you're strong and where the opposition is weak, you're maximizing your chances of success while minimizing the resources expended. Instead of facing challenges or competitors on even ground, where outcomes can be uncertain, you're skewing the odds in your favor. This approach conserves energy, resources, and time, leading to efficient victories. Sun Tzu himself emphasized the importance of this strategy in The Art of War, with the principle that understanding both oneself and one's enemy ensures success in numerous battles. Takeaway number 4. Think of ways to put your enemy at a disadvantage, then tinker your approach as you take action. The strategy of thinking of ways to put your enemy at a disadvantage, then tinkering your approach as you take action combines two key principles: strategic preparation and adaptive execution. Let's break it down. 1. Strategic preparation. Putting your enemy at a disadvantage. Identify weaknesses. Before any engagement, analyze your enemies, or competitors' vulnerabilities. This could be gaps in their defenses, flaws in their product, inconsistencies in their argument, etc. Divert and distract. Create situations where the enemy is stretched thin or diverted from their primary objective. This could involve diversion tactics in warfare, marketing campaigns in business, or introducing multiple points in a debate. Control the terrain. In any situation, terrain can be literal or metaphorical. If you control the environment or dictate the terms of engagement, you inherently place your enemy at a disadvantage. This could mean choosing the location of a battle, setting the agenda in a meeting, or choosing the platform for a product launch. 2. Adaptive execution. Tinkering your approach. Feedback loop. Once you've taken action, it's essential to have mechanisms in place that give you feedback on your strategy's effectiveness. This could be scouts reporting back in a battle, sales numbers after a marketing campaign, or audience reactions during a presentation. Flexibility. Based on the feedback you receive, be prepared to adjust your approach. No plan survives first contact with the enemy, as the saying goes, so you need to be agile in your execution. Continuous learning. Every action and its outcome provide a learning opportunity. Analyze what worked and what didn't. This iterative process of action feedback adjustment is what tinkering encapsulates. Opportunities multiply as they are seized. By proactively seeking ways to put your enemy at a disadvantage, you start with the upper hand. But because situations are fluid, and opponents can also adapt, it's crucial to remain flexible in your approach, adjusting based on real-time feedback and learning as you proceed. This combination ensures not only an initial advantage but also the capability to maintain and amplify that advantage as circumstances change. Takeaway number 5. Secure a strong position and use it as a strategic base for your attacks. The strategy of securing a strong position and using it as a strategic base for your attacks is a fundamental concept in both military and non-military contexts. It's about establishing a foundation of strength from which you can effectively engage with and challenge your adversaries. 1. Secure a strong position. This means identifying and then occupying or controlling a position, literal or metaphorical, that offers clear advantages. In a military context, it could be high ground, a fortress, or a key crossroad. In business, it might mean establishing a dominant market share, securing a patent, or achieving brand recognition. 2. Use as a strategic base. Once you have secured this position, it serves as both a shield and a sword. It's a defensive point that's hard for adversaries to challenge or overcome. Offensively, it's a launch point for your initiatives, where your established strength amplifies the impact of your actions. As Sun Tzu said, begin by seizing something which your enemy holds dear, then he will be amenable to your will. Sun Tzu's The Art of War is more than just a military manual. It's a timeless guide to strategy, decision-making, and human behavior. In a world full of complexities and challenges, The Art of War remains a valuable compass, guiding readers toward wise decisions and meaningful success. Thank you for watching this video.